So I got a question. So hold on, but so, whatever, wheel spacing 101 and three-wire choppers, that's one thing or whatever. When are you going to build something technologically savvy?
Yeah, Lyonel.
Well, listen.
Get off that high horse.
When are you going to get into some
for real.
electronics, audio, something that's handling, something that's made to ride cross-country?
It sounds like the king of baggers is telling me you have to build baggers. I've never touched that. And honestly, it's, that's something that it's scary to me.
It doesn't need to be. Most people open up a fairing and they see that spaghetti, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm f***ed." Yeah, it's just one wire at a time.
Aren't you the one that flunked? You said you flunked your wire.
Hey, well,
didn't he cheat his way through MMI?
I can fall back on Jack in any situation. Right. I have a bailouter.
So wait, just so I'm clear, what's going on?
So I don't know.
here?
What's your point here?
What's
so
going
you
on
build
here?
baggers. Happy birthday. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. When are we going to build a real motorcycle?
I got to build. I built
Sounds
a
like
real
a challenge.
motorcycle.
Sounds like a challenge, Lyonel. He's calling you out.
Yeah, calling me out on the build.
What's the next ride?
Well, what your next ride or my next ride?
No, I don't care about my next ride. My next ride's going to run fine. I think I'm volunteering to help you. Yeah, step into a higher level of motorcycle.
The higher level.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you're telling me I've got to get a bagger built.
I think we should ride to Sturgis
for a ride.
Yeah.
Late July.
Early August.
Yeah.
Late July, early
July,
August.
yeah,
You're riding to Park City. I'm going to be with you on that ride. Yeah. And then we're going to meet the hamsters in Park City, and we're going to continue on.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, though.
Follow
because maybe I'm a little biased here. I'll build a bagger. Mm-hmm. Are you riding from here to Park City?
Of course I am.
Well, here's the problem.
And then I'm going to ride from Park City to Sturgis.
You realize I live 30 miles from Park City. Right. How about I meet you in Park City?
No. Absolutely not. No. The bike's going to probably end up in my shop to finish anyway. So you might as well just come pick it up.
Okay, so if I do this.
No, not if you do it. When you do it. You got to do it. Yeah, it's an adventure. It's not a chore.
Okay, well, no.
You should be craving
So
this.
the challenge is I'm building a bagger to ride to Sturgis with you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
My name's Lyonel Gammon, and I have a story to tell you. Years ago, I found my grandfather's motorcycle buried and forgotten in his old calving barn. I decided that bike needed to be restored and put back where it belonged, and that's on the road. So along the way, I learned there's a lot of things to hate about building a motorcycle. But at the end of the day, I fell in love with the process of building and creating a motorcycle and putting it back on the road. Well, I went back for a second round, and you were there with me as we took King Solomon, a pile of parts on a pallet, and turned it into a road-conquering chopper. Well, I thought that was it. I thought that's plenty for me. That's what I need to do in my motorcycle career and my motorcycle journey is build two bikes, now I can just ride them. Well, then a challenge just came, fell at my feet. And I am a mature adult, and I can say no to being taunted, but I'll never back down from a challenge. Come with me on Barnyard Bike Season 3 as we get back to building. So of course, the way things go, I get challenged by Paul to build a motorcycle, pick up a motorcycle at the end of summer, and now it's the dead of winter. We've had an extremely dry winter out here in northern Utah, but it's frigid cold, and I have waited way too long. The motorcycle's been sitting in the barn. It's actually been in my way more than anything. I'm continually moving this motorcycle so that I can feed and take care of the animals out here, and I have now decided it's dead of winter. I cannot be riding a motorcycle. It's time to actually start building on it. So instead of doing this the smart way and tearing it down and doing prep work in the fall when it's just a little bit cold, I'm now in the dead of winter. It's actually 7 degrees this morning. and I'm now starting the teardown of my Barnyard bike. Well, talk is cheap. Picked the bike up a few months ago. It's been sitting, it's dusty. Honestly, I have been scared to death to even touch the bike. So it's now on the rack, fully assembled, 2015, completely bone stock Road Glide. It's got like 15,000 miles on it, that's it. And I've been challenged, and I'm gonna tear the sucker apart. So another bike in the shop, it's time to get going. All right, we're gonna get this sucker tore down because it's ugly right now. I don't even know how to take half this stuff off because I'd like to say I don't own a bagger, but I guess now I do own a bagger. Oh. All right, Hayes, I'm gonna set this, nope, back up here.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak this guy down here because I don't know what we need. I don't know what we don't need. So before we trash anything, we're gonna keep it nice.
Okay.
Come help me take this saddlebag off. So you look, you grab these. So all you have to do is it's a quarter turn.
Okay.
And you'll hear it pop. There you go. Now, hold on. You can't just grab it. Now you can actually close the lid.
Can I take it?
2 hands. Don't drop it. Go put it on the shelf.
The bottom one?
I don't care what shelf you put on. Just don't bang them up so we can at least keep them nice. See, it's completely a different looking bike now. All right, bud, come here. What I want to do is I want to get the side covers off.
Yeah.
And we got to take the seat off because I want to disconnect the battery because look, if we rock it, see the lights are going off. Yeah, the security system's still on. And I don't want to tear it down too much with the battery still connected. So if you grab right behind this panel, carefully, just pull straight out. It might be a little hard. You'll hear it pop. They just kind of fit in there, but you'll be able to pop that whole panel skirting off. Got it?
I got one side.
Oh, there should be 3. Are all 3 still intact? Good, you didn't break them. This is all good stuff. Maybe we were gonna reuse it. I'm gonna move these, Hayes.
Yeah.
Just because we're gonna need some more space, I think.
Okay.
And now we gotta pop this seat off. And look, it looks like somebody else did at one point, because that's just a Phillips head. Go find it on the shelf.
Okay.
Find it a home. Oh my gosh. Hey, look, here's something I'm used to. Mouse crap.
So if a vehicle changes lanes and I crash my motorcycle?
Call Law Tigers.
What if my lady friend just left me?
Oh, that's terrible. Don't call Law Tigers.
And if I fracture my leg in a motorcycle accident?
Definitely call Law Tigers.
She left me for this tiger mascot.
That's even worse, but still, don't call Law Tigers.
He's even got abs.
Just let her go. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company.
Oh my gosh. Hey, look, here's something I'm used to. Mouse crap.
Ugh.
What's crazy is I have to take this whole thing out to even get to the battery.
That's not the battery?
No, that's an engine control module. This is the computer. This is why I've always been afraid of baggers. Because look at all these wires.
Yeah.
Choppers, it's like 3 wires. Bagger, look at this. And then look, it's feeding all up into here. All this has got to come off.
Jeez.
All of it's coming off. See, so this is trickle charge, right? Which is going in.
Looks like you have to take out these.
Yep. Now I've built 2 bikes with a lot of support from other people, of course, and so now I'm stepping into that next realm of actually building a bagger. Now, baggers are amazing machines, like a lot of power, a lot of technology to them, but the technology is what's got me scared. Because this motorcycle is a 2015, so granted, it's not brand new. It doesn't have the newest technology, but it's got things like a touchscreen, ABS brakes, the full fairing, which all this electronic is in there. The other 2 bikes I built were very basic when it came to the electrical. This, I have no clue what I'm getting myself into. I know that it's got sensors and it's got gadgets and doodads that do who knows what, and I really don't know if we even need that on a motorcycle, but Harley Davidson put it on there, so there must be a reason behind it. But that right now is my biggest fear, is cracking into this motorcycle, starting to build something, starting to tear it down and then build something, and keeping the electrical right. So I want to take this battery off, because right now there's power to everything. Until I know what we're doing and how far we're going, I don't want any power here.
Yeah.
So that's your negative terminal is off. I'm going to put that screw back in there to hold it.
Just so you don't lose it?
Yep. And we're going to take the positive terminal off. Nice little strap here. Pull that battery up and out. Nope, the strap stays.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Whoa, that's heavier than I thought.
That's why the baggers are fat pigs, man. Look at all that weight and battery alone.
Where do you want me to put this?
Go put it on the shelf if you don't mind. Okay, so I have no clue yet electrical. So I'm gonna reconnect, because I don't know what this does, right? I could read this, which will tell us, but right now I don't know. So we're just gonna reconnect it, so it's connected. So right now the electrical's perfect, still as it's supposed to be, except no battery. Will you toss that for us? So now, no electrical shock. I kind of want to keep working here on the back end of it.
Yeah.
But I want to make some wise decisions on what's next and where we're going. Because we could take that exhaust off.
Yeah.
If we take the exhaust off, then we can take this exhaust brackets off. Once the exhaust brackets are off, we can take the mount, the rear supports off. Could take the shocks off of it and really get the back end stripped down. I don't want to touch any of that electrical yet. Okay, I'm going easier though. We'll take these passenger pegs off. How's that?
Okay.
Remember, when you do these, you turn it this way now. Okay, we don't want to lose any of the bolts, okay? Stop pushing down. Okay, put your bolt back in it. It gets exciting, but it's also very nerve-wracking when I look at this in here and I don't know what half of it is. And I think it's just gonna get worse the further up I climb on the bike. So we're gonna stick with the mechanical stuff. Let's get the back end torn down a little bit more. Hayes, do me a favor. Grab those torque sets. I think they're on the other side there. There's your swivel if you need it. Get that guy off.
Okay.
And those two off. This is your support. That supports the bag, right? And it's also, as you can tell, it's supporting that exhaust. And I'm gonna undo the exhaust. So clearly what I should have done is taken the floorboards off. Another motorcycle builder told me once to strip them down and then make a decision and let the bike talk to you about what you're gonna do. So that's what we're doing with this Road Glide. Strip it down, see if it learns to speak to me on what it should become.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
So typical kid fashion, right? The buddies come over and what does he do? See you later, he goes to play. So, which is all right. There'll be plenty of work he can help me with, but it's pretty cool that he wants to jump in and learn and figure out what we're doing. Especially for the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. As I look at that bike, I'm afraid of how many parts are gonna come off So I'm just trying to store them in places and keep stuff organized. I mean, honestly, I took this floorboard off, and what's crazy about it is, check this out, is there's 2 bolts that hold it on. I pulled a 3rd bolt out. I don't know where it came from. So I've got to be a little more conscientious of how I'm taking this whole thing down and apart, keeping everything together. So bolts to the floorboard, don't know what it was, goes there. Heat shield's gonna go there. We'll drop the exhaust and keep going. So try to be organized. If I've learned anything from the past 2 bikes, organize, so I know what's what and where it is. Soon I'm gonna be breaking out the sandwich baggies and writing on them, this is what that is, this is where that goes. So, worked for other guys, worked for me to build a bike. I'm gonna keep going. So got cracking into the bike and started the first day, if you will, of teardown, and I didn't know where to start, so I wanted to start at what I thought would be the easiest. So I stayed away from the front end of that fairing, I started on the rear end, working my way up, and right off the rip, again, my biggest fear was that electronics. I'm finding wires, I'm finding hoses. I mean, I didn't realize it. I think I found like O2 sensors that came into the exhaust. So my fears have been confirmed that there's a lot more technology, a lot more wiring and hardware than I realized. The other thing I was blown away about is I know it's a heavy motorcycle. I mean, it's an 800-pound bike, give or take, and the amount of hardware and bolts that I take off. Now, I've introduced a new fear, which is, do I know where all this stuff goes? I right now have no direction of what I'm building, where I'm going. So I don't know what I need to keep. I don't know what I can throw away. I don't know what's in good shape or bad shape. So as of right now, I'm literally marking everything or taping it back onto the piece that it came from, or leaving, in the case of it, a bolt for the exhaust. I left the bolt actually on the bike for the time being, just so I have no confusion. The last thing I want to do is start throwing stuff in a box and then forget what is what and have to be scrounging through to find the right hardware. Now I'm fighting an exhaust and I don't know what to do. There's probably a purist that's gonna tell me you don't need fire. There's probably a right way to do it. But where I come from, when something's stuck that's metal, we're gonna motivate it to not be stuck. But a little bit of heat ought to open her right up. There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Look at that ugly thing. All right, so before I get too far ahead of myself and celebrate, I'm gonna put the bolts back in on the heads. At least finger tight. And then I wanna stuff those heads. I don't know if this is necessary, but every time I see somebody working on a motorcycle and they've got the exhaust off, they always have rags or something shoved into the exhaust port. So I don't know if it's right or wrong, so I'm doing it. All right, exhaust is off. I've got to be very cautious about what's next. I don't want to tear anything down that is going to cause to be trouble later. I'm really excited to take the front end apart just to open up that fairing, but I'm scared to death of all the wires. I've never done it myself, but I've seen pictures where it's just like a rat's nest. Might get screwy right here. Deal with. So, hey, look, the antenna was loose. Looks like they already started taking that off for me. Looks like that's gonna come off. We're gonna unspin that fancy antenna as long as I don't roll over the bolt. Okay, so we're well, if that, there's one. There's number two. There we go. Feed that wire through. We're gonna make a flag. Are you kidding me? That was it? God, you know what's cool about this is I was afraid there was electrical running all the way up and in. Reality is, it is literally that right there. That's all that was running electrical. It came into here, which then fed over into the turn signals. So I literally was down on my back, freezing on the concrete, undoing this little output here, but not knowing it was the output and not being able to read that it says output when I'm up underneath. All I need to do is pull out that inlet. Fender's off. Right there, look, there's the tag from the factory. FLHXS in black. Well, with the goal of working from the back to the front, I'm getting pretty close to as far as I want to go to the rear, from the rear. I mean, minor things still, but unfortunately, I think it's time to start moving forward up. So I'm gonna pop this tank off. So at this point, we got the rear fenders off. All the side skirting is off, exhaust is off, floorboards are off. Trying not to mess with the electrical too much, actually making markers and flags on stuff as I take it off so I know what it is. And just kind of getting after it. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this bike yet. So gonna slowly keep progressing my way to my fear right up in here in this fairing and the front end. But ultimately, I've got to tear it all the way down. For example, I hate the front forks on this motorcycle. No matter what direction I go, those forks have got to go. The tires are shot, so tires have to come off anyway. So we're gonna get that front fender taken off and continually progressing to get this bike tore down.